Have you ever, found yourself thinking back to a classic game, maybe a world you really loved, and then, well, started fantasizing about not just playing it again, but actually shaping it?
Oh yeah, definitely. The dream of being the creator, not just the player.
Exactly. Imagine building your very own custom Britannia within Ultima Online. You're not just an adventurer anymore, you're the grand architect.
Setting the rules, designing the landscape.
Crafting unique adventures, maybe just for yourself or, for whoever you invite.
Sounds like a huge undertaking.
But that dream, surprisingly, it's actually within reach for pretty much anyone with a bit of curiosity and, well, a computer.
And that's what we're here for today.
Precisely. That's our mission today.
Yeah.
This deep dive is custom tailored, you could say, to guide you through the complete setup of a ServUO 58 server.
Right, the specific version.
Yeah, and we'll show you how to enable logging in with the official Classic UO client.
Which is key.
And ultimately arm you with the knowledge to truly begin designing and building your very own custom Ultima Online server.
So not just getting it running, but making it your own.
Exactly. We've compiled comprehensive insights for you, drawing directly from, well, the best sources, ServUO's GitHub repository,
The source code itself.
the official Ultima Online client download page, crucial details on Classic UO,
Another important piece.
and of course the rich, vibrant community discussions happening over on the ServUO forums.
And the community knowledge is invaluable.
It really is. This isn't just about getting something running. It's about empowering you to create your own living, breathing world. Okay, let's unpack this. So, to truly build your own Ultima Online shard, your own, digital world, you really need three key components. They have to work together in perfect synergy.
Right, it's not just one program.
No, it's a bit like assembling a complex machine, Each part has a distinct and crucial role, and they all have to hum together in harmony.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So where do we start?
We're going to start by understanding exactly what each one is because, well, they're the foundation of everything we're about to build.
That's right. The first piece, and you could definitely argue it's the very heart of your custom Britannia, is ServUO itself.
ServUO. Okay.
At its core, ServUO is an Ultima Online server emulator. Now, that term emulator, it might make you think of old game consoles running on a PC.
Yeah, like emulating a Super Nintendo or something.
Exactly. And while that is a type of emulation, here it means something slightly different and honestly quite powerful.
Okay, how so?
In this context, ServUO is software specifically designed to mimic, or you could say replicate, the functionality of the original Ultima Online game server.
So it's not emulating the client, it's emulating the server the client talks to.
Precisely. It's not just playing the game, it's being the game server. Now, what's absolutely crucial to highlight about ServUO, maybe the most important thing, is that it's community-driven and completely open source.
Open source, that's huge.
It really is. It means it isn't owned or developed by just one company or, one person. Instead, it's a living project. It's developed and maintained by this dedicated global community of enthusiasts and programmers.
People who love the game.
Exactly. Its code is freely available for anyone to look at, to modify, to improve. It fosters this incredible collaborative environment.
And technically, what's under the hood?
Technically, it's primarily written in C#, built on the .NET framework.
Okay, so modern tech.
Yeah, which allows it to run pretty efficiently across various modern operating systems, not just Windows.
Yeah.
And maybe digging just a bit deeper into what this emulator function means here. It handles all the incredibly complex logic that the official server would normally manage.
Like what sort of things?
Oh, everything. Managing potentially thousands of player connections, all the intricate character data, stats, skills, inventory.
Wow, okay.
Processing every single game mechanic. Think about combat calculations, spell effects, how items interact with each other, creature AI, even the basic physics of how items move or fall. ServUO manages all of that.
So it's basically recreating the entire rule set of UO.
Essentially, yes. It allows players to connect and interact within a custom environment that behaves remarkably like the original game world. But, and this is the key part, with the added flexibility for extensive modifications.
Because it's open source.
Exactly. And that open source nature, it's reinforced by its licensing under GPL 2.0.
GPL, okay, the general public license.
Right. And that license isn't just legal jargon. It's really the engine of collective creativity here.
Yeah.
It ensures that any significant improvement someone makes to ServUO, maybe your own custom features, new spells you design, unique quest lines.
My awesome ideas.
Your awesome ideas, exactly. They get shared back with the community. This creates this powerful cycle where the whole ecosystem just continuously evolves and grows, like exponentially,
Fueled by everyone contributing.
fueled by hundreds of passionate contributors. Rather than being limited by the resources of, a single company. It's why ServUO is so robust and adaptable today. It's constantly improving.
Okay, so ServUO is this incredibly powerful, adaptable engine. It's powering your unique game world, handling all that complex behind-the-scenes magic. What's Classic UO's role in all this?
Right, the second piece.
Especially since our goal is to connect using the Classic official client. How does Classic UO fit into this intricate setup? Do people ever get it confused with the official client, maybe? Or, I don't know, underestimate what it does?
That's a fantastic question, actually. And it gets right to the heart of a common point of confusion. Classic UO serves as your literal window into the game world.
The window.
But it's more than just a viewer. It's kind of like an active interpreter. It's officially described as an open-source implementation of the Ultima Online Classic client.
An implementation of the client, not the client itself.
Exactly. Think of it this way. The official client, which we will talk about next, provides the raw game data. All the sprites, the sounds, the maps, the textures.
In blocks.
Right, the raw ingredients. Classic UO takes that data and then renders it in a modern, compatible, and often enhanced way.
Ah, so it's like a better renderer for the old data.
In a way, yes. It acts as a bridge. It provides a more adaptable and often feature-rich client experience that's specifically designed to connect to and interact seamlessly with emulated servers like ServUO. For instance, Classic UO often offers, modern quality-of-life improvements that the very old official client might lack.
Like what?
Things like better performance on newer operating systems, maybe enhanced graphics options, custom UI elements you can add.
Oh, that's nice. Smoother gameplay.
But definitely. It allows you to get that quintessential classic Ultima Online feel, but with the benefits of a client that's actively developed and supported by its own dedicated community.
So it's also open source?
It is. It's also incredibly accessible. You'll find its development on GitHub naturally, and there's a very active Discord channel for user support and discussions.
Good for getting help.
Absolutely. Makes it incredibly easy to find help if you hit a snag, or even, to contribute to its ongoing development if you're technically inclined. It truly is the modern open source lens through which you'll experience your custom world.
That makes a lot of sense now, especially, considering how old the original game is. But okay, if Classic UO is this modern open source client providing a better interface, why do we still need the official Ultima Online client in the picture at all?
Ah, yes. The third piece.
It seems, at first glance, maybe a bit redundant. What critical piece does it bring to the puzzle that Classic UO doesn't?
That's a really perceptive question, and it reveals something fundamental about how these emulators like the ServUO operate. The official Ultima Online client isn't just a program you run to connect to a server. It serves as the essential foundational layer of game data and assets.
The actual game files.
Exactly. Think of it as the original massive library of content that defines Britannia. When you download the official client, what you're actually acquiring are all the core graphics, every sprite for every monster, item, piece of terrain.
All the art.
All the art, the unique sounds of the world, footsteps on different surfaces, spell sounds, monster cries, the vast map data that makes up every continent.
The world itself.
Right. All the item definitions, creature models, spell effects, countless other fundamental game files. These are the raw ingredients that make UO look and sound like UO. ServUO, as an emulator, doesn't recreate these assets from scratch. I mean, imagine trying to do that.
That would be an impossibly huge undertaking, years of work.
Exactly. So instead, it needs access to these original copyrighted assets to properly display the world to the players connecting to Classic UO.
So ServUO provides the rules, Classic UO provides the window, and the official client provides the view.
That's a great way to put it. ServUO acts as the rules engine and the game logic, but the visual and auditory world you experience comes directly from those original files installed by the official client.
Okay, so you absolutely need it. Where do you get it?
You can find this essential download by visiting the Ultima Online client download page on the official website. Simple search should find it.
And it still works even if you're not subscribing to the live game.
Yep. You'll be greeted by these evocative messages that really capture the spirit of the game, like return to Britannia and begin your endless journey today. Kind of get you in the mood.
Nice.
But yeah, it's important to note that even if the page asks already subscribed or implies a subscription is needed, you can still proceed to download the base client. You won't be subscribing to the official live game servers.
You're just getting the necessary data files.
Exactly. You're just acquiring those crucial game data files that are absolutely necessary for your ServUO server and Classic UO to function correctly. Without them, you just have rules and an interface, but no world to see or hear.
You know, seeing these three pieces come together, like the ServUO, Classic UO, and the official client, this is where it really starts to click for me. It's fascinating how they intertwine.
It's quite clever, isn't it?
It really is. It's not just about getting three programs to run. It's a testament to the community's ingenuity. They've essentially reverse engineered a way to leverage existing official game data.
Yep, the assets.
Pair it with modern open source interfaces like Classic UO,
Giving you that better experience.
and connect it all to a powerful, customizable backend like ServUO. It's like breathing new life into a classic by using its original spirit as a foundation for, well, potentially boundless innovation.
Well said.
So we've understood that crucial interplay, that finely tuned machine, as you put it. The logical next step, then, is preparing our workspace right, getting the foundations right.
Exactly, setting the stage.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this next layer. Getting your client and server prerequisites in order. Absolutely. It's like that finely tuned machine, each part essential. Now that we understand what these pieces are, let's move on to setting the stage.
The prep work.
Right. Before we can even think about firing up your own version of Britannia, we need to make sure your machine, your computer, has the right foundations in place.
Can't build on shaky ground.
Exactly. This involves getting both the official client installed correctly and getting ServUO's technical requirements sorted out. It's the groundwork that makes everything else possible.
Exactly. Let's start with the official Ultima Online client first.
Yeah.
The installation process itself is actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Once you've downloaded the setup file completely, and it can be a pretty sizable download, so maybe grab a coffee.
Good tip.
You just double-click the icon to start the installation process. Pretty standard stuff.
Like installing any program.
Pretty much. From there, it's just a matter of following the on-screen instructions. It'll guide you through the typical steps, accepting terms, choosing an installation directory.
Where to put the files.
Right. And on that note, it often asks you for a destination folder. It's usually a good practice to create a new folder, maybe something like C Games Ultima Online, just to keep it separate from your main system files. Keep things organized.
Makes sense. Easier to find later.
Yep. And then you just click through until the installation is complete. However, there's a crucial technical requirement to keep in mind, especially for older game clients like UO.
Ah, okay. What's that?
The source material explicitly states, Ultima Online requires DirectX version 8.1 or higher.
DirectX 8.1. Wow, that's old school.
It is. And this is a key detail because if you're on a very modern system, you might already have a much newer version of DirectX, like DirectX 12.
So newer is better, right?
Usually, yes.
Yeah.
Newer versions are generally backward compatible.
Yeah.
But sometimes legacy applications, these older programs, can still hit snags with the very latest stuff.
Ah, okay. So what might happen?
You might encounter strange graphical glitches, maybe crashes right after installation when you try to run something that uses those assets. If that happens, verifying your DirectX version is a good first step.
How do you do that?
Usually you could just type dxdiag into the Windows search bar and run the diagnostic tool. It'll tell you your version.
Okay, dxdiag.
Right. And if you suspect it's a DirectX issue, you might even need to install older DirectX runtime components. Microsoft still makes these available for the DirectX end-user runtimes. Sometimes installing those alongside your modern DirectX can resolve issues with older games.
Good to know, a potential troubleshooting step.
Definitely. It's a common hurdle for many older games, not just UO. Now, if you do encounter other issues during the installation that aren't immediately obvious, the Frequently Asked Questions page for installation troubleshooting on the official UO site is a good resource.
The FAQ page. Got it.
It's designed to address common problems users might face. And just as a heads up, like pretty much any website today, you'll likely see those cookie consent banners on the download page.
Oh, yeah, the we use cookies pop-ups.
Exactly. Might say things like, we use cookies on our website to give you the most relevant experience, and so on. These are standard practice. They don't affect the client installation itself. You can generally just accept them and proceed with the download.
Okay, so step one. Official client downloaded and installed, providing those core game assets that define Britannia's look and feel. That's one major piece of our foundation sorted.
Sure.
Now, what about the server itself, ServUO? What kind of software environment, what prerequisites does it need to run smoothly on your computer?
Right, this is the other side of the coin.
This is where the technical backbone of your custom server really comes into play. It's not just about downloading the ServUO files, it's about prepping your system for those files.
Absolutely. For ServUO, the requirements are very specific because it's built fundamentally on Microsoft's .NET framework,
Okay.
which is, a robust platform for developing and running applications. So first up, you'll need the .NET 4.8 runtime and developer pack.
Both runtime and developer pack.
Yep, both. The runtime provides the necessary environment for the compiled ServUO application to actually execute, to run on your system. Think of it like the specific engine required for a type of car. Without the right engine, the car just won't start.
Makes sense. And the developer pack.
The developer pack includes additional tools and libraries. Now, they aren't strictly necessary just to run the server if you only download a precompiled version, maybe. But they're often useful, especially if you plan on diving deeper into development later, maybe modifying ServUO's code, or just ensuring all potential dependencies for its various components are met. It's generally good practice just to install both. Secondly, and equally important, especially for ServUO 58, you'll need the .NET 5.0 runtime and SDK.
Okay, wait. So 4.8 and 5.0. Why both?
Yeah, it can seem a bit confusing. They serve different purposes, often related to different parts of the ServUO framework, or maybe community contributions that rely on one or the other.
Yeah.
The .NET 5.0 runtime, again, allows applications built with this newer version of .NET to run.
Same logic as the 4.8 runtime.
Exactly, but the software development kit, the SDK, this is absolutely crucial.
SDK, what does that give you?
While the runtime lets you run a compiled application, the SDK provides the compilers, the libraries, and all the other essential tools necessary for you to build, compile, and work with the ServUO source code yourself.
So if I want to download the code from GitHub and build it myself, I need the SDK.
Precisely. Without the SDK, you wouldn't be able to transform that raw ServUO code into a runnable server application. It's the difference between, say, driving a car and having the entire factory and toolkit to build and customize your own Formula One racer from the raw materials.
Okay, big difference.
The SDK is what enables you to truly own and manipulate the code. It's essential for compiling. And finally, to really get into editing and compiling the server effectively, Visual Studio is specified as the recommended integrated development environment, or IDE.
Visual Studio, Microsoft's tool.
Right. It's their professional-grade tool for working with C# projects like ServUO. Now, technically, it is possible to compile from the command line without it, just using the SDK tools.
Why?
But Visual Studio provides a vastly superior experience, especially for something as complex as a game server. It offers a robust graphical interface, intelligent code completion, which saves immense time and cuts down on typos and errors.
Autocomplete for code, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Plus powerful debugging tools for when things inevitably go wrong, which they sometimes do in your coding.
Oh yeah, debugging is key.
And comprehensive project management features. It just makes developing, modifying, and compiling your ServUO server far more efficient and user-friendly, especially as you start to customize it with your own ideas. It's the environment where you'll likely spend your time if you want to modify the server's code, add new features, tweak game mechanics, or just make sure everything compiles correctly after you download updates or make changes.
So highly recommended, if not strictly mandatory, for just running a pre-compiled version.
Highly recommended if you plan on doing any building or editing yourself, absolutely.
So what does all this technical stuff mean in practical terms for someone who wants to build their own Britannia?
Well, it means these are the essential building blocks for your server's operating system. They ensure that the C# code of ServUO can be compiled correctly, understood by your computer, and then executed properly.
It's like the bedrock, right? The foundation upon which your custom world will actually stand.
Exactly. Much like you need a powerful set of architectural tools and a stable construction site before you even think about laying the first brick of a physical building.
Yeah.
You need the right software foundation first.
Okay. So, with the foundational software now in place, the official client ready with all its assets, and your system prepped with the necessary .NET runtimes and development tools, now it's time for the really exciting part, right?
Now we build.
Compiling and configuring your very own ServUO server. This is where your unique world truly begins to take shape, moving from like abstract files on your hard drive to a living, breathing online environment.
This is indeed the moment of creation, and one of the great things about ServUO is its flexibility. It's designed to run on various operating systems.
Not just Windows.
Nope. Whether you're a Windows user, maybe you prefer Mac OS, or you operate on a Linux distribution like Ubuntu or Debian, ServUO can likely run there.
That's great for accessibility.
It really is. The compilation process itself basically tailors the raw ServUO code, which is essentially human-readable instructions in C# into a machine-executable program specifically built for your system. Okay, so let's break it down by OS. For Windows users, the process is nicely streamlined. They provide convenient batch files, little scripts you just double-click.
Easy enough.
You'll typically find two primary ones in the ServUO folder after you download it: winbug.bat and winrelease.bat.
Debug and release. What's the difference?
Running winbug.bat is generally recommended for development environments. When you compile using this, the server usually produces more detailed output in its console window. It gives you more verbose logs, more detailed error messages.
Helpful for finding problem.
Exactly. Invaluable when you're actively customizing the server, testing new scripts you wrote, or just making iterative changes. It's really designed for those rapid development cycles.
And release.
In contrast, winrelease.bat is intended for production environments. This build is typically optimized more for performance and stability. It usually has less debugging information cluttering the output, and often results in a slightly smaller, more efficient executable.
So use that when it's ready for players.
Right. It's suitable for a server that's actively running for players, maybe one you're not constantly tinkering with anymore. You use this when your development phase is more or less complete, and you're ready to share your world or just play on a stable build. Okay, now for OS X users. The process involves running a few sequential commands in the terminal to get the necessary components installed and then build the server.
Using terminal. Got it.
You'll start by making sure you have the right package managers and core development tools. First, you'll likely use Homebrew, a popular package manager for Mac. So, brew install Mono.
Mono. What's that again?
Mono is an indispensable open-source implementation of Microsoft's .NET framework. It's crucial because it allows .NET applications like ServUO to run pretty seamlessly on non-Windows systems like Mac OS or Linux.
Ah, the compatibility layer.
Essentially, yes. Then you'll run breinstall.NET. This installs the .NET SDK specifically for OS X, giving you the tools needed to compile C# code.
Okay, Mono and the .NET SDK.
Right. Once those are installed, you navigate to your ServUO directory in the terminal, and then you just run .NET build.
.NET build. Simple enough.
Yep. That command compiles the ServUO source code into an executable tailored for your Mac. And then to actually run it,
How do you start the server?
you'll use the Mono runtime you installed earlier. The command is simply mono servuo.exe. That leverages Mono to launch your freshly compiled server. That's a pretty elegant way to bridge that platform gap.
Yeah.
And for Ubuntu Debian users or similar Linux distros, you'll follow a similar logic, but you'll likely be using the apt-get package manager.
Apt-get, yeah, common on Linux.
Right. The command will look something like sudo apt-get installs lib1gdev monocomplete.net SDK 5.0. Let's break that down quickly. Sudo gives you administrator privileges needed for installing software. apt-get install is the command to install packages. zlib1gdev dev. This provides crucial development files for the zlib compression library.
Zlib, why is that needed?
ServUO uses it quite extensively for things like efficiently handling map data, maybe packaging game assets, optimizing network communication. It basically helps your world load smoothly and interact quickly without hiccups. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes workhorse for performance.
Compression stuff.
Right. Then Monocomplete installs the full Mono runtime and all its dependencies, ensuring all the .NET stuff ServUO needs is there. And .NET SDK 5.0a provides the .NET 5.0 SDK, just like we saw in OS X.
So dependencies, Mono, and the SDK.
Exactly. After these dependencies are met and installed, you'll again navigate to your ServUO directory in the terminal and use .NET build to compile the server from its source code.
Same build command.
Same build command. And to run it, similar to OS X, you'll execute mono servuo.exe to launch the compiled server using the Mono runtime.
So Mono is key for both Mac and Linux.
Absolutely. This whole step, really, regardless of your operating system, is about transforming those raw, uncompiled ServUO source files into a functional, runnable program that's ready to power your custom world. It's actually incredibly satisfying to watch those compilation messages scroll by, knowing you're literally creating your server from code.
It really is fascinating, isn't it, how those specific commands take lines of code and turn them into a living server executable. It really brings home that idea of building something from the ground up.
It does.
So, okay, the compilation is complete. You've got your servuo.exe file or the equivalent. The next critical phase is configuration, right?
Absolutely crucial.
This is where you truly start putting your personal stamp on the server, shaping its roles, its economy, its very feel. What kind of fundamental parameters are we talking about setting here? And like, how much granular control do you really get?
You get a lot of control. This is where the customization truly begins, and where your specific vision for Britannia starts to take concrete form. Your first stop for configuration will almost always be the config directory within your ServUO installation folder.
Config folder, okay.
This folder is basically a treasure trove of files that control nearly every aspect of your server's behavior. The most critical one to start with, sort of your primary control panel, is server.cfg.
Server.cfg, got it.
This is where you'll find and edit server.cfg to set up the essentials, as the documentation puts it. And these essentials are the fundamental operational parameters for your server. For example, you'll definitely need to set the server's IP address.
Where clients connect to.
Exactly. If you're just setting it up for yourself to test locally on the same machine, you might use 127.0.0.1. That's the special local host address.
Okay, just for me.
Right. But if you envision inviting friends over your local network, or even opening it up to the wider public eventually, you'll likely need your computer's local network IP, or even your public IP address.
Public IP. Sounds complicated.
It involves a bit more, yeah. Crucially, if you use your public IP, you also need to understand how to configure port forwarding on your home router.
Ah, port forwarding. Heard of that.
Typically for Ultima Online, you'll forward port 2593. That's the default UO port, though ServUO often gives you the flexibility to change it in this config file if you need to.
Okay, IT address and port. What else is essential?
Other crucial settings in server.cfg might include setting the server's public name, what shows up in serverless if you enable that, maybe specifying whether it's a local or global server, which can affect visibility, and various other network-related configurations to try and ensure smooth connectivity and performance. You'll also likely find initial settings for things like how often the server saves the world state, maybe a cap on the maximum number of players allowed, and some basic security features. Once you've handled the basics in server.cfg, the next really vital step is to go through the remaining .cfg files to ensure they suit your needs.
The other config files in that folder.
Exactly. This is where the truly granular deep control comes into play. These other configuration files offer an incredible depth of customization over almost every aspect of your game world. It's kind of amazing, really.
Like what specifically? Give me some examples.
Okay, well, for instance, you might find files related to specific game rules, like skill gain rates.
How fast players learn skills.
Right. You get to decide. Do you want a server where players can max out their combat skills in, say, a week of intense grinding? Or do you prefer a more traditional, really long-term progression that might take months, mirroring that challenging, rewarding pace of early Ultima Online?
Huge difference in feel.
Massive. You can set everything from magic resistance caps to specific weapon damage modifiers. Or think about item durability. Do you want items to degrade quickly, forcing players to constantly craft or buy new gear?
Yeah.
That could fuel your server's economy and really encourage crafters.
Or make it annoying, maybe.
Or make it annoying. Exactly. Or do you want items to last almost indefinitely, making gear feel more permanent and valuable? It's your call. You'll find settings for resource regeneration times. How quickly do ore veins reappear? Or do lumber trees regrow?
Affects the economy again.
Directly. There could be configuration files for specific item properties, allowing you to tweak damage values for weapons, the magical properties endued on armor, or even the effects of potions. You could even potentially create entirely new potion types through these configs and related scripts.
Wow.
You might also encounter files that control creature spawn rates, defining how often particular monsters appear in certain areas, how aggressive they are, or even tweaking the statistics and abilities of the non-player characters, the NPCs, that populate your towns and dungeons.
Now you can make dungeons harder or easier, towns safer.
Precisely. This level of detail means you have incredibly deep control over your world. You can adjust the difficulty curve, the entire economy, the magic systems, combat balance, and the overall player experience exactly to match your vision. It's truly where you can differentiate your server from every other one out there, shaping its unique identity and gameplay right from the ground up.
That's incredible. It really sounds like you have a staggering amount of control, right down to the minutia of the game world. You can literally craft the economic system, the pacing of player progression, even the fundamental feel of combat.
You really can. It's your sandbox.
So, okay, You've compiled the server, you've spent time, maybe hours, meticulously configuring it, pouring your vision into these .cfg files. What's the final step? How do you actually see your world come to life? The moment of truth, so to speak, where it all becomes tangible.
The final step, yeah, the culmination of all this prep work and detailed configuration, it's actually pretty simple. You just run servuo.exe.
Just run the program.
Just run the program. This is the executable file that was generated during that compilation process we talked about. It's specific to your operating system. You'll typically run this from a command prompt or terminal window, especially on Linux Mac, where you used mono servuo.exe, or you might just be able to double-click it if you compiled it on Windows.
And what happens then?
When you execute it, the ServUO server application will immediately start loading everything. It reads all the game data it needs from your official client install. It pulses all those configuration files you just edited. It loads up all the scripts that define game mechanics.
It's like flipping the master switch.
Exactly, like flipping the master switch on your meticulously designed machine. Now, to confirm that everything actually went well, that your server is indeed live and ready for connections, you need to watch the output. You need to look for your IP address being listened on the port you specified.
The message in the console window?
Yep, this message is often displayed pretty prominently right there in the server's console window, which usually pops up when you run servuo.exe. It will typically show a line indicating that the server has successfully started up, it's bound itself to your network interface, and it is now actively waiting for incoming connections from Ultima Online clients on that specific IP address and port you set.
Like listening on 127 by 0.1.2593.
Exactly like that, or maybe your network IP. That message is the definitive sign. It confirms that your private Ultima Online server is now active and ready for players.
Namely me.
Namely you, initially, and anyone else you choose to invite into your newly created world. This is a huge, really satisfying milestone. It means all those technical pieces are aligned, and your digital Britannia is officially online, waiting for its first adventurers. Yeah. It's truly a rewarding moment after all that setup work.
That really is the exciting part, isn't it? Knowing that your world is now active and just waiting. Your server is running, the official client is installed, and providing the assets, Classic UO is ready to be the window. Now for the ultimate connection.
The moment of truth.
And then, maybe even more exciting, the ongoing journey of truly designing, building, and refining your unique world. Because, it's one thing to get it running, it's another entirely to make it your own. A real testament to your creative vision.
Indeed. The very first step after seeing that crucial IP address being listened on message, that definitive sign your server is alive and well, is the moment you've been working towards this whole time. Load up UO and log in.
Fire up Classic UO.
Exactly. This is where the magic of those three components, ServUO, Classic UO, official client data, truly converges into what should be a seamless experience. You'll launch the Classic UO client, that modern compatible interface we discussed.
The nice window.
Right, which then uses the foundational game data from your official Ultima Online client installation.
The art and sound.
To connect directly to your newly launched ServUO server, which is running right there on your machine or wherever you set it up.
Okay, so in Classic UO, I need to tell it where my server is.
Yep. You'll typically go into Classic UO's settings or server list. You'll need to input your server's IP address again. That might be 127.0.0.1 for a local host, your internal network IP if a friend is connecting on the same network, or your public IP if you've successfully configured port forwarding for external access.
And the port.
And the port you configured in server.cfg, which, unless you changed it, is usually 2my593. Now, this connection process should be pretty seamless if all the previous steps were followed correctly. You set the IP, the port, hit connect.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. You'll likely be prompted to create a new account and then a character, just like in the good old days of UO. Choose your skills, name, appearance, and then, poof, you should be in.
Standing in my world.
Standing in your custom world, maybe in that quiet forest you just imagined, or perhaps a bustling town square you're planning to build. It's a great feeling.
But what if it doesn't work? What if I can't connect?
Right, it happens. While the core setup should allow you to connect, sometimes specific client configurations on your end, maybe Windows Firewall getting in the way, or just unique system setups can lead to unexpected issues.
Like connection failed.
Exactly. Or maybe you can't see the server list, or character creation fails mysteriously. If you do encounter any difficulty specifically with setting up your particular client to connect, the ServUO Discord is absolutely the best place to go first.
The Discord community again.
Yeah, the community there is incredibly active, super knowledgeable, and generally very helpful. You can visit the Discord and ask, for real-time assistance. People are often troubleshooting connection issues there. It's usually much faster than digging through old forum posts hoping someone had the exact same niche problem.
It really must be such a satisfying feeling, though, logging into your own server, knowing every tree, every monster spawn, every game rule is there because you decided it should be.
It's incredibly empowering.
But like you said earlier, the initial goal, the bigger dream, was to design and build the server. What does that truly entail beyond just getting it running and tweaking config files? What kind of creative liberties and maybe technical enhancements can someone really explore once they have this foundation? What's like the ceiling for customization here? Is there even a ceiling?
That's where the open source nature of ServUO truly shines. It offers almost limitless possibilities for customization. Once you have that basic server running, it becomes, well, a literal canvas for your imagination.
More than just settings.
Well, much more. You're not just running a server, you're potentially developing a unique game experience, a singular shard of Britannia that could be unlike any other that's ever existed. For instance, you're definitely not limited to the default art and animations of Ultima Online.
Which, yeah, while iconic, can feel a bit dated now.
They can. So you can dive into custom art and animations. You could completely transform the visual identity of your world. Imagine adding new creature sprites, maybe custom housing elements that players can build, unique armor sets that look totally different, or even painting entirely new landscapes onto the map. And the community provides incredible resources to help with this. There's stuff like custom art by Eric Cairo, mentioned in the forums. Often these are packs of new static or animated objects like decorations or building components that you can just drop directly into your world using in-game tools or editors.
So pre-made custom stuff.
Yeah. Or, for those with a more technical art bent, maybe some 3D modeling skills, there are guides like Creating UO Sprites with DAZ Studio and Blender by someone named Vark. This outlines an entire workflow, showing how you can create your own 3D models and then convert them into those classic 2D isometric sprites that UO actually understands and displays.
Wow, creating totally new visuals from scratch.
Exactly. And then to bring those static visuals to life, there are guides like How to Add Custom Animations to UO by Redmoon. This teaches you how to integrate new character movements, new creature attack animations, maybe even flashy custom spell animations.
So my spells could look unique.
They absolutely could. These resources fundamentally allow you to change the visual look and feel of your world in profound ways. From new monster designs to custom player housing styles, or even adding entirely new geographic features to the map, you could truly craft a unique aesthetic for your shard, making it instantly recognizable. Now, beyond just aesthetics, you can implement advanced features and libraries. These often push the boundaries of what Ultima Online was originally even designed to do.
Going beyond the original game mechanics.
Way beyond. Take something like VitaNex by Voxbuyer, which is often discussed in the community. It's described as a library of advanced features that push the limits of Ultima Online.
What does that mean, push the limits?
Well, this isn't just about minor tweaks in config files. These are often complex, professionally coded systems that can introduce entirely new game mechanics. Think about things like dynamic quest generation systems, sophisticated player progression models with maybe new skill trees or prestige classes, advanced combat systems with new abilities or combos, or maybe incredibly powerful administrative tools for managing the server that go far beyond what the base ServUO or original UO engine ever envisioned.
So adding totally new ways to play the game.
Totally new systems. It truly shows the incredible depth of possibility for innovation within the ServUO framework. You could implement a unique player housing system with intricate decoration options, a complex crafting progression with rare recipes and materials, or even entirely new economic models driven by player actions in regional markets. The sky's kind of the limit if you have the coding skills or can integrate libraries like VitaNex. And then, thinking about your players, if you choose to invite others to your custom shard, you want it to be accessible and user-friendly, right?
Yeah, you don't want setup to be a nightmare for them.
Exactly. So there are player experience tools developed by the community. Something like the all-in-one installer, patcher, launcher, IPL, also mentioned as being by Voxbuyer, is a great example.
IPL, what does it do?
This type of tool helps your players easily install and update everything needed for your specific shard. You can package the client, maybe classic UO, any custom art files you've added, unique patches you've made, maybe even custom helper applications.
So one download gets them everything.
Ideally, yes. It streamlines that whole onboarding process, making it much easier for other people to join your world without needing to follow complicated manual setup steps. Imagine a player just downloading one installer, running it, and being ready to log in, rather than having to juggle downloading 5 different files, patching things in the right order. It makes a huge difference to player retention. And, if you're not quite ready to build an entire world completely from scratch, and let's be honest, that can be a pretty daunting task for a first-timer.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of work.
It can be. You can explore full shard packs. The community offers resources like Ultima Adventures, which is described as a full-featured, content-packed, offline online server.
So like a pre-built server.
Exactly. These are essentially pre-built server configurations, often already packed with custom contents, maybe unique maps, specific rule sets, already integrated and working together. They provide a really robust foundation that you can then start modifying to your heart's content.
Like a starter kit.
A very advanced starter kit. You can tweak it, add your own stuff, remove things you don't like,
Right.
make it your own over time. It's like having a fully furnished house that you can then redecorate and renovate room by room, rather than starting with just a bare plot of land and needing to build the entire structure yourself. It significantly lowers the barrier to entry for getting into that really deep customization. And finally, it's worth mentioning the ongoing commitment to continuous development within the ServUO community itself. You see discussions and resources like upgrading to .NET 4.8 for old projects.
Keeping things up to date.
Right. This indicates that even existing custom content or maybe older server projects that people built years ago can often be modernized and improved to keep pace with newer .NET versions, new ServUO features, and general community advancements. It's a testament to the fact that your custom Britannia doesn't have to be static. It can evolve, grow, and improve over time, staying vibrant and fresh for you and your players.
That's really cool. It's a living project.
It really is. And all of this, all these possibilities, it really raises an important question for anyone thinking about doing that.
Sure.
What kind of unique experiences and content do you, the listener, want to create within your own server? Are you aiming for like a super faithful classic experience with just a few minor quality of life tweaks? Or are you dreaming of a completely reimagined Britannia with entirely new systems, maybe a different visual style, perhaps even a whole new narrative direction for the world? The possibilities genuinely are almost endless.
That really is the beauty of it, isn't it? The sheer breadth of creative control you have. You're not just, replicating an old game. You're potentially building an entirely new expression of it, maybe even a living piece of interactive art.
Could be.
And it's crystal clear from everything you've said that you absolutely don't have to embark on this potentially huge journey completely alone. That community behind ServUO, it's arguably one of the most powerful resources you have at your disposal, ready to help you bring your vision to life, troubleshoot those inevitable problems, and maybe inspire new ideas you hadn't even thought of.
That's such a critical point, and one I really cannot emphasize enough. This journey of building and customizing your server, while it's deeply personal and reflects your vision, it really isn't solitary unless you want it to be. The ServUO community provides this incredibly robust ecosystem of support, collaboration, and inspiration that is truly invaluable.
So where do people find the support?
Well, the forums are a great starting point, especially for more structured information and guides. They're incredibly detailed, often with various specialized sections for different types of help you might need.
Like categories.
Exactly. You usually have a general support section for common setup issues or basic questions. Then maybe Motto support, specifically for folks running on Linux or OS X who might hit platform-specific snags.
Tool support is often crucial for help with specific utilities that community members rely on. Things like UO Fiddler for editing game art files, or maybe UO Architect for designing maps.
Tools for building the world. Right. And there are often dedicated support sections for those advanced libraries we mentioned, like Vitinux support or XML spawner support, another popular system for complex scripting. This ensures that even the most complex aspects of server management, scripting, and content creation have a dedicated channel where experts on that specific system hang out. It highlights how specialized help is readily available for almost any aspect of server management you can possibly imagine. Now, beyond the forums, which are great for documentation and longer discussions, Discord plays a vital, real-time role.
Discord seems key for a lot of open source projects now.
It really is. It acts as this dynamic hub for immediate interaction, quick problem solving, and ongoing collaboration. Many community members, including some of the core ServUO developers, lots of experienced shard administrators running their own servers, veteran scripters who know C# inside and out, are active there pretty much daily.
So you can get faster answers.
Often, yes. As hinted at in many community posts you might see encouraging people to join the Discord, it's a very dynamic environment. You can get quick answers to urgent questions like, why won't my server start after I added this script? Share your progress on your project, brainstorm ideas with other creators, and just connect with other people who share your passion for building UO worlds. It's kind of like having a virtual coffee shop filled with UO development experts, available 24/7. And if you want to truly see the living, breathing potential of ServUO in action, you can just look at the active shards that are often listed or advertised within the community.
Actual servers people are playing on right now.
Exactly. Examples mentioned in the sources like UO Eventide Time of Legends, which apparently has seen peaks of 137 players online simultaneously. The Crossroads Mundane's Legacy hitting 138 peak players. Insane UO Endless Journey reaching 101 players. These aren't just statistics.
Those are real communities.
They are thriving, player-filled worlds built entirely on ServUO, running day in, day out. These active shards serve as fantastic inspiration. They show you what's possible, they showcase incredibly diverse gameplay styles, unique custom content people have created, and frankly, the incredible longevity these projects can have.
So you can check them out for ideas.
Absolutely. They can also be places for you to just play, experience different shard designs firsthand, gather ideas for your own project, maybe see how they implemented a certain system, or simply find a new UO community to call home while you're working on building your own shard in the background. And finally, just look at the sheer number of contributors to the main ServUO GitHub project. The source mentioned 59 contributors at the time it was accessed.
That's a lot of people working on the core code.
It is. And it's powerful evidence of a strong collaborative community. This isn't some stagnant, forgotten project left languishing. It's continuously improving. New features, bug fixes, performance optimizations are being integrated all the time by this collective effort of talented programmers from literally all around the world.
So the platform itself keeps getting better.
Exactly. This collaborative spirit means the emulator itself is always evolving, becoming more stable, more feature-rich. And because of that, the knowledge base for how to use it is constantly expanding too, making it an incredibly supportive environment for anyone, beginner or expert, looking to create their own Ultima Online experience. It really underscores that when you start using ServUO, you're not just downloading software, you're kind of joining a living, breathing digital community.
Wow. We've really covered a lot of ground. We've journeyed from understanding those core indispensable components of a private Ultima Online server, ServUO, Classic UO, and that foundational official client.
The Trinity.
Trinity, right.
Yeah.
To the detailed step-by-step process of actually getting ServUO compiled and running on your specific system.
Getting it live.
We then connected that crucial link with your client the moment you can actually log into your very own world. And then we've really glimpsed the expansive, truly seemingly limitless possibilities for customization that lie ahead once you're up and running.
From config tweaks to full rewrites.
It feels like a comprehensive roadmap. Hopefully one designed to empower you, the listener, not just to follow instructions blindly, but to truly become a digital architect of your own Britannia.
Yeah, our goal with this deep dive was really to provide you with a clear, structured path, something to help you gain that hands-on knowledge quickly and hopefully thoroughly.
Cutting through the noise.
Exactly. We wanted to help you cut through the potential information overload out there, distill down the most important aspects, the things you need to know first, and hopefully offer some of those satisfying aha moments along the way.
Those moments where it clicks.
Right. Those moments that make learning feel genuinely rewarding. By breaking down each step, from getting the prerequisites installed to compiling, configuring, running your server, and then exploring that boundless potential for customization. We sincerely hope we've given you the confidence and maybe the basic tools to embark on this really incredible journey yourself.
Absolutely. And maybe, as we wrap up here, consider this final provocative thought to take away with you. Given the completely open source nature of ServUO and this vast array of community resources we've talked about, custom art, new animations, advanced feature libraries, helpful tools, even those full shard packs, what entirely new or maybe reimagined era of Britannia would you create?
What's your dream shard?
Exactly. Would it be, I don't know, a hardcore role-playing haven with strict rules, a fast-paced PvP battleground, maybe a peaceful crafting paradise focused entirely on the autonomy, or something completely unique, something wild that Ultima Online has never actually seen before?
So many possibilities.
And perhaps more importantly, how might that unique vision, whatever it is, benefit from actively engaging with that vibrant ServUO community we just discussed? They're there. They're ready to support you, to inspire you, potentially to collaborate with you every step of the way.
Don't build in a vacuum if you don't have to.
Right. So we wholeheartedly encourage you. Explore further, download the files,
Yeah.
maybe kick the tires a bit. Start your very own server journey. The world of Britannia, in a way, awaits your unique touch, your creative genius.